welcome to Sew Pretty Kitty. This is my vlog where I talk about all the things I love about sewing and generally just being really crafty. And today's video is all about the things that I made in February with a few of my favourites thrown in at the end. So if that's what you're interested in watching, please stick around. Hi everybody, hope you're all well. Can you do me a little favour before we start? Would you mind pressing the notification bell if you like watching my videos? Because I've noticed the algorithm doesn't tend to throw up my favourite YouTubers when I'm looking for things to watch, and that's one way of not missing anything that I put out there. So if you'd do that, I'd be really grateful. And obviously the other, like and subscribe. So today's video, February, I am beginning, you'll be glad to hear because it's been a long time coming, to ramp up the sewing. I actually made garments this month. Yeah, don't faint, don't pass out. I did make clothes and I am wearing them. So I'm going to talk about my first creation, which I am thrilled to bits with. This is a cardigan that came with a sewing magazine. So I don't know whether or not you guys buy sewing magazines. I used to have a subscription. I used to have 2 subscriptions actually, and I found that the magazines got a bit samey after a while. It was the same thing over and over again, and it was a bit of a waste of money, to be honest. I didn't often like the patterns that came free, and I found that there wasn't anything new coming through, so I cancelled my subscriptions. And now what happens is occasionally my lovely husband will be out doing something else and will spot a sewing magazine and think I'll like it and pick it up and bring it home as a surprise, which is really lovely. And he bought me Simply Sewing mag. So this is issue 79. I think it's the February one. Doesn't say on here, but it's issue 79. And he brought this home for me and instantly liked all the patterns that came with it. And it's actually jam-packed full of loads of projects that I would really like to have a go at. So it was a good one. And the pattern I saw first off was this one. This is the Carrie Cardigan. Now, how much better can you get? My name is Carrie, so it was made for me. Feels like it anyway, because I looked at that and I thought, I know exactly what I'm going to make that into. I have had this fabric, you've probably seen it a few times before, in my stash forever. I think my husband bought it maybe 3 years ago for Christmas for me, and it was quite an expensive. It's a heavyweight knitted jersey. It's heavier than a ponte, definitely, and it's got this sort of silver thread running through it and all these lovely birds. And because it was special and expensive, I've been keeping this in my stash for so long and been frightened to cut into it because I just didn't want to make that mistake where you make something and then you never wear it again, and it's such a waste. And so every time I would want to make something, I'd pull it out and admire it and then pop it back in the stash until this pattern came along, and I thought that is the pattern that this fabric's going to be. I just love the style of this cardigan, the rounded hem. It just is really flattering but also comfortable, and the fact that it's a free pattern, it's a win-win. I also like the fact that it's kind of an unusual shape. So if you can see from the line drawing here, it's like a bat wing shape. So it's very simple to make because you're literally just putting a couple of cuffs on the end here. So you can have a sleeveless or a sleeved version of this one. And the sizes go from extra small to extra, extra, extra large, which is a bust of, so extra, extra small is a bust of 31 and a waist of 25. And triple XL is a bust of 49 and a waist of 42.5. And yeah, just thought, I'm cracking on, I'm making that instantly the next day. So this fabric, as you can see, just is awesome. It's a dark grey colour with the light grey, I don't know if they're swallows, are they swallows? And then I've got the silver ones on, which makes it really special. It's ever so soft. It's got a knitted texture, and it just works super well as this cardigan. It's lovely and warm and comfy and snuggly, and yeah, probably a bit late to the party because now the sun is coming out. It's probably not going to get a massive amount of wear over spring, but I'm just so glad I've made it because I know I'm going to wear this loads next winter, autumn and winter. And I will pop in a little toile so that you can see the cardigan up close, because it's kind of difficult to show you sat here. It does have like a band that goes right the way round. The only thing I noticed on the pattern instructions, just in case you want to make this cardigan, is the layout plan. So the collar is cut into 2 pieces. So you have a join at the back of the neck, and then there's another join down at the bottom of the cardigan. So you literally just sew it together as one giant neckband, if you like, and then you line it up so that the joins are at the top and the bottom. And there was something weird going on with the layout plan and the direction of stretch, and I think the pattern piece had the stretch running in this different direction to how they're showing on the lay plan, and if I'd done it the way that the pattern piece told me to do it, I wouldn't have had enough fabric, and so that was a little bit of a head scratchy moment. I don't know whether there's a fault with the way that that's laid out or whether I was just having a funny 5 minutes, but anyway, other than that, simple, easy, quick, all on my overlocker, and yeah, super happy with this make. I made clothes for me! So, make number 2 is more clothes for me. I made more clothes for me. I know, you can pick yourself up off the floor now. These 2 things are the first things I've made for myself to wear, I think probably since this whole COVID business kicked off, because I just haven't felt in the mood. And this is not the most exciting make in the world. It is loungewear, and I do apologise for that, but there will be more exciting clothes in the future, I'm sure. Now the sun's coming out and people are getting more excited about spring and summer with the lifting of restrictions. I'm sure there'll be more clothes that might be slightly more exciting than these. But these are my Stella joggers from Tilly and the Buttons. And this fabric I've had in my stash for quite a long time. I bought it in our local branch of Franklin's, and it was in the sale at the time. It was the only colourway they had left, and mustard is not, generally speaking, a colour that I tend to put next to my face. Doesn't really do a lot for me, unless I wear it with something like a leopard print with the brown and sort of those sort of gold tones next to my face. So I knew I didn't want to make a sweatshirt with this because it wouldn't do much for me, and I was umming and ahhing, and then I just thought one day I need more joggers in my life. We know we're not going much places at the minute, so it's nice to have comfy trousers in the evenings, and these are a bit more substantial than the Tilly and the Buttons, what are they called? I can't remember, I'll put it down here somewhere. There's another pair of loungewear pyjama trouser style that I've made before, but these are a bit more substantial. They feel more like proper joggers, and lots of people make the Hudson pants by True Bias, and these are fairly similar, only the crotch and the waist depth is a bit more high rise. I don't really want, I've gotten to an age in my life where I'm, you know, low rise clothes don't do an awful lot for the old overhang, and I want something that's gonna tuck my tummy in. So I went for these, and I'm really pleased. I've worn them loads already. I didn't make many alterations. I always take an inch off the length of these. They've got cuffs on the bottom, and I've altered the pattern piece now so that they're exactly the right length, with just that inch taken out. This time I put, so I've made these before, the last time I put little metal eyelets in, and that worked okay, but over time, especially with jersey, they tend to sort of fray their way out. So I did buttonholes this time, and so what happens is you feed elastic through the actual channel of the waistband. The drawstring is just there for, you know, decorative purposes, really. It doesn't do a lot. And I really, if I was being honest, I really wanted a navy blue shoelace to go through there just to make, you know, set off the mustard, but I had this gold one left over from the last pair I made, which were green. If I can find a photo, I will pop it in. But it just seemed such a waste to go buying more stuff when I already had a shoelace that did the job. So yeah, I lined the pockets with a very lightweight sort of viscose jersey because I didn't want 4 layers or how many layers of fabric in front of my hip there. So I have done the pocket facing in a lightweight jersey so that they are a little bit more streamlined. But yeah, that's all there is to say about those. I've worn them a lot. That's what you want. Oh, keep kicking the stand. Keep kicking it. So yeah, I am very pleased with the 2 things that I made for myself this month. The other things I've made are for other people. So the sweet little grey sweatshirt that I made for my niece with the This Girl Can logo on the front that I showed you, was it the last time? The last video. Didn't fit. It didn't fit. It was just not stretchy enough. That fabric, it should, you know, it's cursed. I never ever, what is the point of a sweatshirt that doesn't stretch? I don't get it. Can someone please tell me why they make that stuff? Because it looks like it would be really comfortable to wear, but there's 0 stretch in that sweatshirting. And so they managed to get it, there was no problem with going over the head, that was absolutely fine, but she could only get 1 arm in the sleeve and they couldn't get the fabric to, anyway, yeah, disappointing, didn't fit. So I've condemned that entire, any scraps I had left over of that stuff, just in case I forget and want to make something else in the future and think, oh yeah, that will do. It's gone in the recycling. I'm never buying a sweatshirt without any stretch in it ever again. But what I did do is I hunted through my stash and I found the most beautiful French terry that I bought from the Maker's Merchant ages ago, and I made her a little coordinating set, and because she's had it for a while now, I've just got a video of that outfit, so I will show you the video of the outfit, and yeah, I hope you like it. So 2 more things to show you, quite simple makes, but you know, sometimes you want to sit down and you want to get involved in something massive, and other times you just want to take your mind off stuff for an hour or an hour and a half, or just muck about. And this is what happened with this make, so I shall grab it and show you the next thing. So the next thing I made was just a little simple project, sat down, just fancied mucking about really. I picked up, which will be in my favourites, a set of fat quarters, and I just fancied making something little, and I had some of this faux leather left over from the alcohol gel pouches that I'd made as a gift to the teachers. And you can see here I've used one of those lovely zips with the ring pull. It's fully lined, and this fabric has got dogs and cats from Disney, so I can't remember which movies this is from, my kids would be able to tell you. But yeah, they're really cute. So on that side, this one was my favourite. And then on the other side, is that Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat? They're Dalmatians, I know that, I'm not that daft. But anyway, yeah, I sat down, I thought I'm going to draft myself a little pouch and just see whether or not it works out. And actually it's turned out really, really cute. The kids have been fighting over, well, the girls have been fighting over who's going to get to keep it. But yeah, it was just a fun, I think what happened was I watched a YouTube vlog one evening lying in bed about making a zipper pouch and just thought, oh, I fancy having a go at that tomorrow. So that's what happened there. And then the last thing I've got to show you is some storage baskets. So we have got, I started off by having a play with my Cricut machine. So I've got the Cricut Maker, you probably already know that if you watched me before, and it cuts this stiff felt really beautifully. So I had to go at designing a storage box with the intention of making something for a friend who's had a baby just in the last couple of days. So I was just messing about trying to figure out sizes, and what I wanted to do was go with the elephant theme, so that they've got an elephant theme nursery. And I made some storage boxes. So I made 2 of these. So there's a mummy elephant and a baby elephant. And what I've done is I've popped some cotton wool and some Q-tips or earbuds, not that you're supposed to put them in your ears, but cotton buds, they're called, in there. So just something nice to go on the changing table or on a shelf, just to fit in with that sort of elephant theme. So the elephant itself was just an image on Design Space that I sized to fit, and the maker cut it all out, and I did originally sew them on to the boxes, but it looked kind of messy because you could see it's obviously just one thickness there. You could see the inside. So I used a glue gun to stick the elephants on, and that worked out perfectly. So yeah, strictly speaking, you might say that that's not sewing, but I did sew the box together, so I think that counts. Right, so favourites this month. Favourite thing I've been watching on TV is probably, I like anything that's a bit murdery. My husband thinks I'm mad because, yeah, I just love a good serial killer and anything to do with true crime, and I'm right there. So I've been watching The Serpent, which is on BBC Iplayer. It's a series that's based on a true story about a really nasty psychopathic type guy who was in Thailand and all over that side of the world, picking off travellers and doing unspeakable things to them, and it was just fascinating and grotesque and interesting and entertaining and put together just in the best way. It told the story brilliantly, and it's hard to believe that that was actually a true thing that really happened. So that's been my favourite thing to watch on the telly. So my favourite purchase for the month of February is going to have to be, because let's face it, we're not going anywhere to buy anything, and I'm not very good at online fabric shopping, because as much as you can kind of guess what you're getting in terms of what the composition is and what it looks like, even though that sometimes is a bit hit and miss, I hate wasting money, and I hate ordering things and having it come and think, oh no, that's not what I was expecting. I don't really want to make anything with that. I do my food shopping once a week, and I went to Aldi and they had a craft event on. So you can imagine I spent a long time fiddling through the fat quarters, because even though I don't really sew quilts or anything like that, it's fabric and you can touch it, right? So I was all there for that. And they had these really lovely, like I've shown you just now, fat quarters from Disney. And I just really liked the colours. I like this one. I obviously had a small person in mind. There's probably enough fabric in one of these to possibly make like a bucket hat or something for the summer, but I just thought they were lovely. Got Dalmatians on here, and the one that I used for the pouch, and then this one. So I indulged in some fat quarters, and I purchased a staple gun. So these come in handy when you're doing all sorts of like DIY bits and pieces. Typically in the past I've had to borrow my mum's because I haven't got one, but now I've got one. So I am looking for stuff to staple right now, but I picked this up. It's very good price, £6, and it's metal and heavy duty, and I think it'll be absolutely fine. So you can use this for reupholstering things, covering tables. I've used it in the past to put oilcloth over a cheap table to give it sort of a different look. And yeah, so I was pleased with that purchase. So those are my favourite things I bought in the month of February. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that and it wasn't too garbled. It's just been exciting for me to actually get my sewjo back and want to make myself clothes, because that feeling has been gone for such a long time. It's so nice to suddenly be feeling like I want to move forward and make myself things for summer and spring. I'm getting excited about the garden. We've had our patio done up. It all looks absolutely lovely, and I just can't wait for the nice weather and the inspiration to sew more things to wear when we can actually see people again and go places, which will be such a novelty. Anyway, take care everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.